Two security guards are chatting away about a comic book. It tells the story of a man who has a dog and can create every robotic part. While they gossip, a strange noise suddenly rises, and it turns out that a thief has broken into the exhibition. Without hesitation, he strikes from behind and knocks one guard out. The other one sees him and gets taken down just as quickly. Meanwhile, Mystery Inc. is setting up a plan to capture a Minotaur, while the other three are busy arranging the trap. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy only focus on reading their comic. According to the plan, Scooby-Doo will be the bait, but he is far too distracted. Fred tries to lure him with a Scooby snack, but Scooby-Doo flatly refuses. So Shaggy suggests Velma should try calling him Dog Wonder. That is the name of the dog hero in the comic they are both reading. Velma has no choice but to do it. Dog Wonder, please help us by being the bait. Being praised like that gives Scooby-Doo much more motivation, but he does not realize how difficult the task will be. Even as he whispers to himself that he is Dog Wonder, once he comes face to face with the Minotaur, he turns back into just an ordinary scared dog. He climbs onto a statue, but the Minotaur follows him and strikes his head, leaving him dizzy. So Scooby-Doo has no choice but to run. He dashes straight to the trap, and the team is ready, waiting to capture the Minotaur. Even though the creature is no longer a danger, Scooby-Doo is still trembling. The next day, Mystery Inc. receives a certificate of honor from the mayor himself for capturing the Minotaur. Velma is furious because during the ceremony, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are still reading comics. Yet the two always have their backup plan. Meanwhile, the Minotaur wants the mask off his face so he can breathe, since he has been hanging there from night until morning. The thief begins to ask if anyone wants to know his true purpose, but Shaggy quickly shuts his mouth because he seems to have urgent business and does not want to waste time. One is addicted to comics and the other to television, so what could it be? In fact, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy want to reach the comic fair that is held every July. Fred sees their eager faces and decides to let them go. On the way, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy never stop watching their favorite movie. It is about a man who becomes a superhero with the name Blue Falcon and his dog called Dog Wonder. They enjoy it so much that they make their own costumes to look just like them. But instead of using fabric, they use cheese. Once the costume contest is over, they plan to eat the entire outfit. Scooby-Doo even imagines in detail the scene of their victory. But he is snapped back to reality when Fred splashes cold water in his face. The darker Blue Falcon movie starring Garrison is now outdated and has been handed over to Brad, who is a rising movie star. He is handsome, but Daphne does not care about him. She only cares about collecting Littlest Fuzzies. She warns that they should be careful when they get to the comic fair because this morning there was already an article about a monster appearing there. When the team finally arrives at the convention, they see countless famous comics from past to present. This is the creator of the new darker Blue Falcon movie, Jennifer. She is the one breathing new life into the movie. Meanwhile, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy head to the costume contest. Their opponents look like serious contenders, but that does not make them back down. Shaggy tells Scooby-Doo not to worry because while others may have beautiful costumes, they have something greater, and that is a heart always devoted to Blue Falcon. Then the two step up to the registration desk to enter the contest. Then Mystery Inc. walks around when suddenly a man appears. It's none other than Hank, who owns the comic shop that Scooby-Doo and Shaggy love. And beside him is his nephew Austin. Seeing the two free, Hank asks them to watch Austin while he tends to his booth. So Shaggy suggests they go see the real Blue Falcon. It's Garrison, the very first actor to play the darker Blue Falcon. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy can't hide their excitement, but Velma prefers to chase mysteries. Daphne offers to go with her, though her true goal is to reach the Littlest Fuzzy stall. At the same time, Garrison is trying to promote himself without success. When Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, and Austin approach and call themselves fans, he vents his anger on them. It seems Garrison has passed his prime, and because the new darker Blue Falcon movie is about to release, investors have pulled money from his old projects to fund the new one. Forgetting the first generation of Blue Falcon is now only a matter of time. Seeing their idol overreacting, so Shaggy suggests that maybe they should come back at another time. Meanwhile, Velma and Daphne are already busy discovering countless mysteries, or rather countless Littlest Fuzzies. On the other side, Mrs. Jennifer is enthusiastically promoting her upcoming movie, and she does not forget to boast that she is not only the director but at the same time also the writer and the producer. She then proudly announces, "I would like to formally introduce to all of you the actor who will be playing the role of the Blue Falcon this time, and it is none other than Brad." Handsome as he may be, but for Scooby-Doo and Shaggy he is nothing more than a replacement, someone who could never be compared with the Blue Falcon of Garrison. Yet time has already turned the once handsome Garrison into nothing but an old and grumpy man. When he begins to make a scene, Mrs. Jennifer tells the guards to throw Garrison out. Jack, who is standing nearby, immediately steps in and says that he is Garrison's booth partner. "My friend is already in his old age, so please let it slide. I will take him out right now," he insists. After that, the trailer for the new darker version of the Blue Falcon movie begins to play. With a new and more modern appearance, the film manages to attract a large number of new viewers, but for the longtime loyal fans, they do not like this at all. Just when the trailer is reaching its peak, Mr. Hyde suddenly appears. He is the one and only villain who once forced the Blue Falcon to struggle so hard before finally defeating him. Clearly this scene is not in the script, but Mrs. Jennifer is greedy enough to want to use it to make her movie even more famous. Realizing that something bad is about to happen, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy immediately run away. Just as the two of them predict, Mr. Hyde releases a whole swarm of bats to attack the people. His purpose is to draw attention and create chaos in the comic fair. Even though they already ran first, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy still have to sneak around to hide from the bats. But no matter how hard they try to escape, the bats surround them from every direction. Once the bats see there is no one left to scare, they shift their focus toward the big screen. Luckily, Fred quickly tells Velma and Daphne to push 2 towers into the path to save people, and thanks to that the innocent crowd is rescued. As for Mr. Hyde, he feels that what he has done for today is enough, so he leaves. And as always, once everything is already over, the guards finally show up. Mr. Becker explains that he already sent people inside to look for Mr. Hyde as a way to calm everyone down. He also asks why Mrs. Jennifer did not call him when the incident happened. "We only wanted our fans to see the most realistic footage possible." While the two sides are still arguing, Fred suddenly interrupts. He introduces himself as a member of Mystery Inc. and offers to help Mr. Becker, even though he has already heard about how the group saved people earlier. Mr. Becker insists that this matter is far too dangerous and that the fair needs to be closed down. But right after he says that, the mayor Ron suddenly shows up. "Listen to me, Becker. This fair is the biggest money machine we have. Since these young people have the heart to help, then do not turn them down." Then he goes on to praise the brave actions of the Mystery Inc. earlier, soon after night falls. Because this case involves Scooby-Doo and Shaggy's idol, the two of them will be in charge of providing information. In the beginning, Mr. Hyde was nothing more than an ordinary inventor, but in one of his experiments he created a gas that turned him into a monster. Not only that, he also carried the ambition of wanting to conquer the entire world. Velma suggests that they should start their investigation with Mrs. Jennifer, who is the movie producer. If Mr. Hyde is connected to her, then she would be the one to benefit most from the successful publicity of the movie. Fred and Shaggy ask Brad if he knows anything about Mr. Hyde, but Brad says he does not. He even admits that he has never watched any of the Blue Falcon movies before. Moreover, Brad explains that the Blue Falcon he plays will be different from the original version. As a loyal fan, Shaggy simply cannot put up with hearing such words. On the other hand, Mrs. Jennifer also claims that she does not know who Mr. Hyde is, but she hints to Velma and Daphne that they should pay attention to Garrison. "That man threatened me in the studio," she says, just as she finishes speaking. It turns out to be another trick of Mr. Hyde, this time bringing along his hunting dog. The moment they see the vicious dog, everyone is terrified. 2 men nearly get bitten, but Daphne rushes to their rescue, which makes the dog turn its attention toward her. Fred then has to carry Daphne and jump into the water, losing his prey, so the hunting dog quickly switches to another target. Even though Scooby-Doo is also a dog, when faced with such a ferocious one, he can do nothing but run for his life. Scooby-Doo seizes the opportunity and runs back to his teammates. Meanwhile, Mr. Hyde's dog manages to climb out of the pool and then disappears without a trace. The next day, the comic fair already has more security standing guard, and it looks like Mr. Becker is fully ready to capture Mr. Hyde. After that, Fred suggests they should investigate Mr. Garrison, but he is nowhere to be found. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy get very angry because Fred is doubting the idol they admire and accusing him of doing bad things. But because of his suspicious actions, he is placed in the list of suspects. While they are arguing, suddenly Mr. Jack shows up and says although Garrison is hot-tempered, he would not even dare to hurt a fly. Now Fred realizes Mr. Jack used to be one of the creators who built incredible robots in the show Combat Bots. Strong, fearless, and reckless, those are the words people once used to describe his robots back in that time. But now Mr. Jack is already old, so all he can do is sell robots. Shaggy becomes excited when he sees the spy bot, so he asks to buy it. Then Scooby-Doo and Shaggy take it out to test if it actually works. The result is Scooby-Doo successfully steals a donut, but unlike his joy, Shaggy seems worried. He is afraid Mr. Garrison is the one disguising as Mr. Hyde. Scooby-Doo says then they must hurry to find the real culprit in order to prove Mr. Garrison is innocent. At the same time, the other 3 are in the observation room with Mr. Becker. They are stuck with no clue when Scooby-Doo and Shaggy show up. Shaggy says he thinks his little friend can help, and right after that he plays the footage recorded by the drone. First it shows Mrs. Jennifer. The media has already started talking about her new movie since the incident where Mr. Hyde attacked during the premiere trailer. Next it shows Brad, because he is forced into a role he does not want, so he might use this situation to step away and pass the role. Finally it shows Mr. Hank, who has suspicious phone calls while he is keeping watch. Mr. Becker is impressed and Velma says she wants some private space to talk with him. After the others leave, it turns out Velma is actually asking for a few VIP badges so they can enter the green room. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy quickly realize there is food service there, so they run immediately. Velma actually intends to trick them because she still suspects Mr. Garrison and she needs to go check. While heading toward his booth, Daphne suddenly sees the littlest fuzzy stall, and without saying a word she rushes to buy things. So now only Velma and Fred reach Mr. Garrison's booth. When they ask him if he knows anything about the new darker blue Falcon movie, he immediately gets emotional. He says he has spent years trying to return in the blue Falcon costume, but Mrs. Jennifer bought the rights and even gave him a restraining order to stop him from wearing it in public. To him that feels like someone just splashed a bucket of cold water straight into his face. After saying that, he leaves and mutters that Jennifer will have to pay the price. Meanwhile, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are about to face a tough enemy, and that is their empty stomach. Soon the food on the table is completely gone because of their hunger. Suddenly they hear the voice of Mrs. Jennifer close by. It turns out she is placing more cameras for Mr. Hyde's upcoming attack. While they are eavesdropping, the head chef spots them. She realizes they ate everything and starts chasing them. They run looking for a place to hide, but somehow they end up lost inside another room. There she spots a super rare littlest fuzzy blue falcon. Mr. Hank says after the chaos caused by Mr. Hyde, his stall is thriving, so he does not hesitate to raise the price 10 times higher. Even though Daphne knows Hank is selling at a cutthroat price, her obsession with collecting littlest fuzzies makes her reach for her card. But Velma stops her just in time before she makes a foolish choice. Then Velma and Fred discover that Mr. Hyde is acting based on old comic issues. That means in the next issue he will try to turn innocent citizens into monsters like him. With this clue in hand, the gang quickly runs to tell Mr. Becker. On the other side, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy still cannot find a way out. Their misfortune has not ended, because while Scooby-Doo is walking, he accidentally steps on the tail of Mr. Hyde's dog. It is lucky that the creature does not wake up, so both of them manage to escape. In this moment it is clear that they are extremely fortunate. At the same time, Mr. Becker is watching closely to see if there is any suspect to be discovered. Velma gives him a comic book and tells him that it describes exactly what Mr. Hyde is about to do. Meanwhile, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are running away when they unexpectedly stumble upon a laboratory. The instant Shaggy lays his eyes on it, he realizes that this is Mr. Hyde's base. They continue walking until they see him preparing his equipment for another wave of chaos, which proves that Velma's prediction is correct, because Mr. Hyde really wants to transform everyone into monsters like himself. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy try to run back to inform the rest of the gang, but before they can do so, they are spotted. At that very moment, the three remaining members, together with Mr. Becker, who is monitoring the cameras, notice Scooby-Doo and Shaggy on screen, which pushes them to hurry for a rescue. On the other hand, the two climb onto a balloon in order to shake off Mr. Hyde. However, he is relentless. Even when the other three and Mr. Becker's security team appear, he still manages to find a way to escape. From above, he keeps throwing homemade bombs down toward the citizens of the city. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy seize the chance when he is distracted and jump toward the town hall. Once he sees this, he tells them not to waste their effort, then releases a swarm of bats, forcing the two friends to run again. And soon after, he throws down another bomb that creates a sudden tidal wave which rushes in so quickly that Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are left helpless. At the same time, Mayor Ron is busy calming the crowd in front of the reporters. Mr. Becker urgently calls to inform him that Mr. Hyde has just flown past the town hall, which means the mayor could be attacked at any moment. Upon hearing this, Ron quickly finds an excuse to leave. Being swept away by the wave makes him furious and humiliated. He then immediately fires the mystery ink. In the end, it turns out that the liquid thrown by Hyde is nothing but a harmless pistachio-flavored foam. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy believe they are about to be turned into monsters, so when the truth comes out, their reaction becomes a laughingstock on social media. The Mystery Inc., however, still has not solved the case, so they must continue their investigation. Shaggy feels too humiliated to go anywhere. Scooby-Doo, on the other hand, throws away his costume because he no longer feels worthy of the title Dog Wonder. That leaves the 3 remaining members to go investigate the base Shaggy mentioned. Unfortunately, Mr. Becker confiscates their VIP badges since they made Mayor Ron look like a fool. While they are trying to think of a way inside, Austin suddenly appears. He says he has a plan to bring them in and disguises them so the Mystery Inc. manages to slip past Mr. Becker. Austin not only helps them gain entry but also knows what Mr. Hyde will do next. According to the comic, his next move is to become gigantic and destroy the city. With help from Mr. Jack, the group eventually finds Mr. Hyde's base. During the search, Fred accidentally discovers a cable connected to a wall. Once he opens the door, they all realize there is a surveillance room monitoring the entire fair. On the other hand, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are still very sad, but hunger finally forces both of them to get up and start looking for food. After that, the new darker Blue Falcon movie is officially released. While the movie is playing, out of nowhere Mr. Hyde appears in a gigantic form. His eyes are able to shoot out laser beams that immediately destroy everything around. At the same moment, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, who are still depressed, notice the crowd running away. Instead of thinking that there must be danger ahead, they believe there will be plenty of food waiting for them. So both of them rush forward and end up seeing the giant Mr. Hyde. When they realize that he is trying to capture Austin, they simply cannot stand there doing nothing. Scooby-Doo quickly remembers the words that Dog Wonder once told him, that the hero inside of you will be the one who saves the world. Not only does Scooby-Doo manage to save Austin, but he even dares to challenge Mr. Hyde to a fight. The result is that he and Shaggy immediately get kicked away into the distance. Luckily, their lives are spared thanks to the mercy of fate. Before they can climb out, they are carried away by a garbage truck. When the other 3 arrive, Fred declares that he has already figured out a way to defeat Mr. Hyde. He approaches and lures Hyde over to his location. Then he signals Velma and Daphne to act. The first step is to reduce Hyde's vision. The next step is to tie a banner onto the vehicle. Finally, with the driving skills of Velma, the whole team succeeds in bringing down the gigantic Mr. Hyde. The Mystery Incorporated group quickly removes the mask and discovers it is Mr. Garrison, but something feels wrong because he does not even know why he ended up inside the Mr. Hyde suit. The police do not bother to listen to his words and immediately drag him straight into the police car. Meanwhile, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy return and witness the truck that carries the movie ticket money being attacked. It turns out that the real Mr. Hyde is still freely roaming out here. With the spirit of the Blue Falcon, both of them get on a car and chase after him, but this is nothing more than eggs thrown at stones. Scooby-Doo has no choice but to jump onto the roof of the car to block Mr. Hyde. His dog sees this and rushes out to fight Scooby-Doo. The dog quickly shows Scooby-Doo the difference between the two of them. Yet in battle, pure strength is not enough. The dog of Mr. Hyde fails to notice what is ahead and falls. Scooby-Doo then leaps forward to stop Mr. Hyde from escaping. The police see another Mr. Hyde and prepare for action, but he acts faster and releases knockout gas. Then Mr. Hyde orders his dog to attack Scooby-Doo for revenge, but the Blue Falcon suddenly appears. The duo of the Blue Falcon and Dog Wonder have officially arrived. With only a few strikes, the dog of Mr. Hyde is defeated. Watching his enemy flee, the Blue Falcon throws a boomerang at him with one additional punch. Once everything is over, the crowd regains consciousness. Mr. Hank finally shows up. It turns out all the secret phone calls he made were because he is in love with this woman. The true Mr. Hyde is revealed to be Mr. Jack. He explains that long ago he was eliminated from the show Combat Bots because his robot was too dangerous for the public. Losing his career, he had no choice but to move here to make a living. In order to save money, he shared a stall with Mr. Garrison. After many years of hearing him ramble on about the Blue Falcon, combined with the fact that Miss Jennifer bought the rights of the character and gave them to Brad, he came up with this plan. With his knowledge of robotics, creating the Mr. Hyde suit, the bats, and the dog is an easy matter for him. Shaggy wonders if sacrificing everything just for a simple robbery is really worth it. Mr. Jack says of course it is worth it because inside the truck there are $5 million. After hearing this, the police take him away. Mrs. Jennifer, who has been watching everything from afar, quickly comes up with an idea for the sequel of the Blue Falcon movie. It is going to be a story that combines the old generation of heroes with the new generation of heroes.